Remember the good old days of the internet? Back when we called it the World Wide Web and surfing the web was the coolest thing since sliced bread? Those were the days of Web 1, my friends. It was like a giant digital library. You could read stuff, mostly static pages, but interacting was like trying to teach your grandma to floss, nearly impossible. Then came Web 2. The internet we know and, well, it's complicated. Social media blew up, we got smartphones, and suddenly, everyone and their cat had an opinion about everything. But here's the catch. Web 2 is built on giant companies owning your data. Think Facebook, Google, Amazon. They're basically the landlords of the internet, and we're just renting a tiny corner of their digital empire. But fear not, dear internet denizens, because on the horizon, we see the beacon of Web 3. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a whole new way of thinking about the internet. Imagine a digital world where you own your data, where you control your online identity, and where giant corporations aren't calling all the shots. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, buckle up because we're about to dive headfirst into the wonderful, wacky, and sometimes confusing world of Web 3. So, what exactly is Web 3? In a nutshell, it's the internet on blockchain technology. Now, before you click away because blockchain sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, let me explain. Blockchain is like a giant digital ledger that's spread across a network of computers. It's incredibly secure because every transaction is verified and recorded publicly, making it nearly impossible to cheat or tamper with. This means that in Web 3, instead of your data being controlled by big companies, it's stored and managed by the network itself. Think of it like this. Web 2 is like renting an apartment, while Web 3 is like owning your own home. You have more control, more privacy, and you're not beholden to some digital landlord. Okay, so Web 3 is decentralized and gives you control, but what can you actually do with it? Well, hold on to your hats because this is where things get really interesting. First up, we've got decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. Remember those lovely banks that charge you outrageous fees for the pleasure of holding your own money? DeFi is here to shake things up. Imagine getting loans, earning interest, and sending money worldwide without needing a bank as a middleman. Sounds pretty sweet, right? Then there's the wild world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens. Think of them like digital trading cards, but with actual value. They can represent anything from art and music to virtual real estate and even your online identity, and because they're on the blockchain, they're unique, verifiable, and impossible to counterfeit. And let's not forget about decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs. These are like internet-native communities that operate on rules encoded in smart contracts. Members can vote on proposals, manage funds, and make decisions collectively without the need for traditional hierarchies. Section 4, Web 3, Growing Pains of a Digital Revolution. Now before we get too carried away with all the shiny promises of Web 3, let's talk about the elephant in the room challenges. Like any new technology, Web 3 has its fair share of hurdles to overcome before it goes mainstream. First off, transaction fees can be a real buzzkill. Since every transaction on the blockchain needs to be verified, it can get pricey, especially when the network is congested. Then there's the issue of user experience. Let's be honest, using Web 3 apps can feel like trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics. We need more user-friendly interfaces that make it easy for everyone to jump on board. And of course, we can't forget about regulation. Governments around the world are still figuring out how to handle this whole decentralized internet thing. Clarity and fair regulations are crucial for fostering innovation and protecting users. Section 5, Web 3. The future is decentralized, probably. Despite the challenges, the potential of Web 3 is undeniable. Imagine a world where you have true ownership of your digital assets, where you control your online identity, and where you can participate in a more equitable and democratic internet. That's the promise of Web 3. And while it's still early days, the future looks bright. As technology continues to evolve and more people wake up to the possibilities, Web 3 has the potential to revolutionize not just the internet, but how we interact with the world around us. So, buckle up because the ride is just getting started.